What should I do? This question echoes in the depths of my mind like a haunting refrain. It's the agonizing cry of a heart torn between duty, desire, and despair. Let me take you on a journey into the turbulent waters of my marriage. A marriage that has weathered over a decade of storms, yet now finds itself on the precipice of a seemingly insurmountable challenge. My wife and I are devout Christians, bound together not only by vows exchanged at the altar, but also by a shared faith that has been the cornerstone of our relationship. But beneath the surface of our outwardly harmonious union lies a struggle that threatens to tear us apart. You see, whenever the flames of passion ignite within me, whenever the primal urge for intimacy rears its head, I find myself facing an obstacle I never anticipated: the reluctance of my own wife. Yes, you read that right. In a world where the stereotype often paints men as insatiable beasts and women as reluctant gatekeepers, our roles seem to have been reversed. Imagine, if you will, the frustration of having to plead with your spouse for the most basic expression of physical love. Picture the heartache of being met with a litany of excuses every time desire stirs within you. It's a soul-crushing experience, to say the least. At first, I tried to be understanding. I listened patiently as my wife voiced her reasons, her justifications for why she couldn't meet my needs. Sometimes it was fatigue, other times it was stress, and on occasion, it was simply a lack of interest. But as the months turned into years, and the pattern persisted, my patience wore thin. Desperation drove me to seek solace in the words of pastors and preachers, hoping to find guidance, perhaps even a miracle that would breathe new life into our marriage bed. Yet, despite my fervent prayers and her occasional attempts to appease me, the chasm between us only seemed to widen. And then there are those moments, those bewildering moments, when my wife's resistance takes on a spiritual dimension. She speaks in tongues. She delves into sermons with a fervor bordering on obsession, all in a bid to evade the intimacy I crave. It's as though she's using religion as a shield to ward off my advances, leaving me feeling not only rejected, but also spiritually disoriented. So here I stand, at a crossroads of my own making, grappling with the question that gnaws at my very soul: what should I do? Should I continue down this path of frustration and resentment, resigned to a life devoid of physical and emotional fulfillment? Or should I entertain thoughts that I once deemed unthinkable, thoughts of seeking satisfaction outside the confines of my marriage? The mere notion fills me with a profound sense of guilt and shame. After all, is it not my duty as a husband to honor my vows, to cherish and protect my wife, even in the face of adversity? And yet, am I not also entitled to a measure of happiness, to a relationship that nourishes both body and spirit? I turn to you now, dear reader, not as a mere spectator to my plight, but as a confidant, a counselor in the court of conscience. What would you do if you were in my shoes? Would you advise me to persevere, to continue hoping against hope for a miracle that may never come? Or would you dare to entertain the possibility of seeking fulfillment elsewhere, knowing full well the risks and repercussions? The clock is ticking, and with each passing day, the weight of indecision bears down upon me like a millstone around my neck. So I implore you, lend me your wisdom, your perspective, unclouded by the fog of emotion. Tell me, what should I do? For in your answer may lie the key to unlocking the shackles that bind my heart.